Now, in the U.S., President Joe Biden has just announced new measures there to help people deal with the heat. He described it as an existential threat, pointing to record temperatures, historic wildfires, and heavy flooding in areas where such things have been rare.
The number one weather-related killer is heat. 600 people die annually from its effects, more than from floods, hurricanes, and tornadoes in America combined. And even those places that are used to extreme heat have never seen it as hot as it is now for as long as it's been. Even those who deny that we're in the midst of a climate crisis can't deny the impact of extreme heat is having on Americans.
Our Magda Gabriselesi, I see you are wiping your brow there, Magda, because the weather impact is affecting you as well. You know what? It was perfect.
I didn't think I was on camera there.
You know what? It's perfect because it really shows what people are feeling. So surprise.
Really
yeah, you're here. So talk about the initiatives that the president's taking.
Well, Hannah, there were a few different things that he announced, really looking at workers that are out here under these conditions day to day and protecting them. He also talked about investing in efforts to predict these extreme weather conditions, and also putting millions of dollars into ensuring that people have access to water in areas where drought is a big issue. So looking at the workers specifically, he's called on the Department of Labor to issue a hazard alert. So this is really to get the point across that employees have protections, heat-related protections under the law. And so one of the things that's going to be happening is that more inspectors will be sent out in high-risk industries like construction and agriculture to ensure that those industries and those employers aren't breaking any rules, that there aren't any heat-related violations there. So here is President Biden talking a little bit more about what's being done to protect workers.
I've asked Acting Labor Secretary Julie Su to issue a heat hazard alert. It clarifies that workers have federal heat-related protections. We should be protecting workers from hazardous conditions, and we will. And those states where they do not, I'm going to be calling them out. The Acting Secretary of Labor will work with her team to intensify enforcement, increasing inspections in high-risk industries like construction and agriculture. This work builds on the national standard the Labor Department is already developing for workforce and workplace heat safety rules.
Now, other measures that he introduced, he talked about the millions of dollars that will go into weather forecasting across the country to, again, better predict when these conditions might be coming up. Also, there's about $152 million that will go into drought-affected areas in the western part of the country, and this will help to increase the capacity of water storage in those areas, and also to ensure that the infrastructure is put in place to get water to more people in those areas as well.
Magda, we know heat's having an immediate impact on people. We see that even with you there out on the street for how hot it is. Yeah. But experts are worried also about the long term. What are you hearing there?
Yeah, well, we know how deadly the heat can be. Biden talked about how hundreds of people die because of the heat every year. We know in Phoenix, Arizona right now, the conditions have been extremely hot for about a month now, more than a month now. And there in that area, they've found out that the 25 heat-related deaths have happened in the Maricopa County, which includes Phoenix, and they're investigating hundreds of other cases. Now, from land to water, the heat is having effect right across the board. We know in Florida that the ocean temperature has reached about 37 degrees Celsius, and that's a real concern for the coral reefs. So there's efforts there right now to protect the coral. Take a listen.
This reef is a national treasure. It's like Yellowstone. We are racing against the clock here because these waters are hot and corals cannot survive in really hot water.
And at this point, there won't be any relief anytime soon. Right now, a large part of the country is experiencing this heat when it comes to, the southern west part of the country, central part, Midwest, Northeast, a lot of areas under heat alerts and advisories right now.
Magda Gebrselassie in Washington, thank you so much.